Now we will see something that is less common than watching your reflection in a mirror. If you see through your glasses tilted like this, then you can see that the picture on the other side of your glasses become a bit distorted. Even if you don't have spectacles, if you watch through a ceramic glass, then you can see that the picture on the other side of the glass become distorted. This distortion happens because light bends when it travels through glass. This bending is what we call refraction. Okay, so here we have light traveling from the source to this glass. Okay, what happens is, let's draw normal. What happens is this light was supposed to go like this, but when it enters the glass, it actually bends towards this normal. Like this, it was supposed to go like this, but it bends towards the normal, like this. Okay, this is your angle of incidence, and this angle, the angle between the ray inside the glass and the normal, is what we call the angle of refraction. Okay, so once again, when the light goes and hits the air glass boundary again, while exiting the glass, the ray bends away from the normal. See, the ray bends towards the normal when it travels inside the glass, when it just enters the glass, and it travels away from the it bends away from the normal when it exits the glass. So that's your angle of incidence, and that's your angle of refraction. There is a formula that connects this angle of incidence and this angle of refraction. The formula is refractive index is equal to sin I by sin R. Okay, so for the air glass boundary, for this situation, when the light is traveling into the glass, for this situation, there is a particular value of refractive index, and the question will tell you the value of I, the value of the refractive index, and then you have to find the value of the angle of refraction. This is a very common type of math regarding refraction. There is another formula of the refractive index, that is the speed of the light in air or vacuum divided by the speed of the light in a material, in this case glass. This could be glass or anything, or diamond. So the refractive index could be sin I by sin R, and another formula is the speed of the light in air divided by the speed of the light in the material, for example glass. Right, now we will look into refraction in a bit more detail. This is a piece of glass. Okay, this is 3D, so there is some thickness of this protractor shaped glass. This is just like a protractor, but it is not very thin, it has some thickness. This is a big glass protractor, if you will. Here the angle of incidence is 0, so the angle of refraction is also 0. So the light just directly enters into this air glass boundary. But here, when it tries to exit this glass, there is some angle of incidence, right? So this light bends away from the normal. It was supposed to go like this. But it bends away from the normal and it travels like this. Okay. Similarly, if I make some wave like this, then the light will again bend like this. Outgoing light will bend like this. At a particular angle of incidence, something interesting happens. If I shine the light at a particular angle, one special angle, then the light will just travel through the air glass boundary like this. See, this was a air glass boundary. You shine the light like this, the light bends as such that it travels along the air glass boundary. Okay, this particular angle of incidence for which the refracted wave travels along the air glass boundary is called the critical angle. And something even more interesting happens if you increase your angle of incidence beyond the critical angle. If you incident your light at a greater angle, something like this, then the light doesn't even exit this glass boundary. The light simply goes like this, reflects here, and travels back like this. See, it didn't even escape this boundary. The light entered here, got reflected over here, and then got reflected and went away from the glass through this boundary. Here, the angle of incidence and the angle of reflection are same. I'll just break this picture into a bit more detail. So, at an angle greater than the critical angle, this is what happens. Okay, that's your angle of incidence, that's your angle of reflection because the light did not exit the air glass boundary. So this is not the angle of refraction, this is the angle of reflection. Here again, the angle of incidence and the angle of reflection are same. This sort of reflection that happens inside the glass is called total internal reflection. This is what we call total internal reflection. So as a summary, when the angle of incidence is less than the critical angle, some refraction happens. The light goes away from the glass. When the angle of incidence is equal to the critical angle, the light just travels along the air glass boundary. When the angle of incidence is greater than the critical angle, then the light does not escape the air glass boundary. The light just gets reflected inside the glass once again. And this reflection is called total internal reflection. A very common question, what are the two conditions for total internal reflection to occur? Notice that when the total internal reflection occurred, the light was trying to move from the glass into the air boundary, into the air medium. Okay, so the first condition is that the light has to move from a more dense to a less dense medium. Glass is denser than air, right? So the light has to attempt to go from a more dense to a less dense medium. And another condition is that the angle of incidence, this angle of incidence should be greater than the critical angle. Okay, if it is less than the critical angle, something like this, then the light will just travel into the air like this. Okay, but if it is greater than the critical angle, then the light will get totally internally reflected. These are the two conditions. So the critical angle is that particular angle of incidence for which the refracted ray travels along the air glass boundary. We learn the formulae for the refractive index, sin A by sin R, speed of the light in air divided by the speed of the light in glass or any other medium. Another new formula is that the refractive index is equal to 1 by sin C, where C is this critical angle. This is what total internal reflection looked like, right? The light hit the air glass boundary and then got reflected back. Now imagine that we are not using this protractor shaped glass and we have a very open shape of glass like this, a very big piece of glass. Okay, this entire thing is glass. This entire thing is glass. So this light is hitting this boundary, got reflected, hit this boundary, got reflected again, hit this boundary and then again got reflected. So you can use this big piece of glass to transfer the light from one source to another. In reality, this glass is very thin and looks like cables, and this cable is what we call an optical fiber. And we use this for two main purposes, the internet and for endoscopy in hospitals.